Next, this is a tough one because I do love both of these movies.
So let's see who has the better argument, Inside Out or Luca. Let's head over to the judges.
And with that, and a lovely entrance to our next round, we will be watching as Andrew fights for Inside Out and Amanda fights for Luca. So, we're going to throw it over to Andrew first.
What's up, sneak peekers? I'm Anger from Inside Out, the best Pixar movie ever made. Not only the best Pixar movie ever made, but one of the most emotionally intelligent movies that I've seen, and one of the most important movies that I think all children, young adults, and elderly people should all watch. It is such an important piece of media that everyone can not only relate to, but take something and learn from it. I think that Inside Out has the best message of any Pixar movie because it revolves around a human condition of handling your emotions. And especially in a time, rewatching it like now, post-pandemic, or still in the pandemic, but coming to the end of it, watching it a couple years ago when it first came out, when I was a freshman in high school, all of these times were such important times for me to really understand my emotions, and I learned so much from this movie. Besides that, I think that this has one of the most realistic main characters in a Pixar movie out of most of them. And even some people debate that her choices of running away were somewhat crazy or not realistic, but come on. All of us have once debated about running away. Many of us have tried it before riding our bikes 5 minutes away and then giving up. But that's something that all of us can relate to, and we understand the emotions why, and we understand exactly how she feels in that moment. And come on, the ending where we finally learned that to have great core memories, you need a mix of happiness and sadness, and those core memories in her head are mixed together, and she finally understands how to blend those emotions. That is one of the most I've bawled in a movie ever. And I think it's so well done, intelligent, and soft. It's so soft. Makes me feel so soft. Besides that, the soundtrack. The soundtrack is so good. Dun, dun, da, 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 dun, dun. I'm sure you all know it. It's so catchy. It's so nostalgic feeling. It makes me feel like I'm a kid again, while also still relating to it in my time now. Overall, I think it's one of the best movies with a great message, great music, and great main characters.
I think you have some very strong points, except I'm going to have to disagree. I do not remember the Inside Out soundtrack at all, and I'm sorry for any audience members that agree with him. But I guess there's not much else to say, except that Luca, I would say, is even more mature and intelligent than that, because it's a deceitfully simple movie about a sea monster that wants to go to the surface, and he meets friends and he overcomes obstacles, and you don't think there's much to it, except that this movie is such a good movie to teach kids about acceptance. And especially in some places, kids grow up with certain mentalities that they get from their parents or culture, or their community, and seeing a movie that's just all about acceptance and love and friendship, I feel like that's something that some kids are just not exposed to, and it's so important for them to see. And I would say that the Luca soundtrack could be even more iconic. I remember some scenes just took my breath away, along with the cinematography, which I'm sure as fellow film majors, we can agree Luca was a beautiful movie.
Andrew, your response.
I have many responses. I agree with you on some of those things, that the animation style of Luca is great. However, that doesn't add anything to the story. And I think that Luca does have some important lessons. But I think all the lessons that you can learn in Luca, acceptance, friendship, taking a leap of faith, can all be found in Inside Out, but done in a more realistic manner with a human rather than a sea creature. Also, some other problems that I have with Luca is this movie takes place in Italy, and it features two main boy characters. It has so many similarities to Call Me By Your Name. And Call Me By Your Name is a great movie, but at the end of Luca, when they don't end up together, I feel like the whole thing was a bit of queer baiting, which I think is a big problem in Hollywood and is just not a thing that this film should do. I also think that Luca is a little slow, and some of the characters aren't as likable. I'm not a huge fan of the best friend. While in Inside Out, I'm a fan of Riley. I understand what she's going through, and I understand and recognize the importance of every single emotion. And I'm a fan for all of them. And it's crazy how great Inside Out is, because sadness, such a terrible feeling that no one likes feeling, anger, you find good in all of those characters, and at the end of the day, you're rooting for them. You want all of them to work together and come as one. And I think that's another great thing that Inside Out does that lacks in Luca.
I agree. I definitely, the first time I watched it, I was like, yeah, there's definitely some queer baiting going on, which I hate. But then I was looking deeper after like the 20th time I watched this, and I realized like, because they don't explicitly say like the characters are like, the director left it queer, or I mean, they left it vague on purpose, or it wasn't intentional to leave it like not say specifically what was going on there. But then I was like, there's a scene where the grandma says, not everybody will accept him, but there's some people who will. That to me made me cry, because I'm like, that's such a feeling like I feel like a lot of people in the queer community understands to and relates, that I'm like, wow, like there will be people out there who support and love me. And speaking about the plot, I feel like Luca did a really good job of, you know, pulling at your heartstrings, having funny moments, having sad moments. But the sad moment was like, you know, Luca, spoiler alert, Luca betrays Alberto and then like makes up to him in the end. But how did Inside Out do it? Didn't they like kill Bing Bong?
No.
Wasn't that like a whole scene, and it was like very like
Bing Bong
tear-jerking?
sacrificed himself because he knew that Riley needs to
But-
mature, and that it was great for her emotional awareness and intelligence.
Whoa,
And it was
But he
something
dies.
big
Like, there's
for the
no,
next episode.
like-
Don't bring Bing Bong into it.
Bing Bong, who's your friend who likes to play?
I think
And he's dead.
that's enough. That's enough of that. Okay. Some great points made. A lot for us to think about.
Do it.
Yeah.
Low blow with Bing Bong.
Yeah.
I've never cried harder than when Bing Bong
Yeah.
sacrificed himself.
When I need to cry, I will go look up that video on YouTube. Instantly, just bawling. Instantly.
Instant waterfalls. I mean, I
Yeah.
did think they both had some good points.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think that Andrew's eyebrows, however, really held up the argument.
If I were choosing based off eyebrows, I would have to go with Andrew.
Oh yeah. Out of everyone.
Yeah, I mean, they did have good points. You know, Luca did bear a lot of similarity to Call Me By Your Name, which I noticed. But, you know, I guess we'll just have to see what the judges think.
All right, so for round 4, we have chosen Inside Out.
And that concludes our introductory rounds. We're going to send back to the host and get ready for the semifinals.
All right, and that marks the end of round 1. I'm sorry, Amanda. Andrew beat you this time.